Hey everybody, Eric here from Greybeard Adventures. We are out looking for chaga today, and I have found the motherload. Stay tuned, let me show you. All right, here we are. We're out in the bush looking for chaga. I've got my two dogs with me today. Dakota's just over here. Jasper is right beside me. He's excited to find some chaga. Like I said, I have found the motherload. Let me show you. Then I'll talk a bit about what chaga is, what you can do with it, and in a separate video, you'll have to stay tuned. I'll release that one next week. I'll show you what to do with chaga. All right, let's go. I'm looking around for black marks on birch trees. And look what I found over here. Like I said, this is the chaga motherload. You don't usually find this much in one spot. Here's 1, 2, 3. The next tree over has one as well. 4. Back to this tree. 5, 6, 7 in here, and 8 up here. That's it, and I can actually see some in the background over there on another tree. So what is chaga? Well, it's a type of fungus that grows kind of like a canker, usually on birch trees, though it will affect other types of deciduous trees as well. I'd say 99% of the time, though, it's on a birch, as you can see here with the white bark. It always grows on a living tree, and you can see it just kind of explodes out of a wound in the tree. So this tree was probably damaged at some point, and then the fungus instills itself in that wound, and over time it grows into this kind of looks like a charred piece of wood, something that's been burnt. This is chaga, though. You can see little bits will crumble off as you touch it, but it is a very hard substance. So if I were to take this off the tree, harvest it, bring it home, you definitely need a hatchet or knife, axe, something to break it apart. I'll show you guys that in my next video. Right now, let me show you how to get a piece off. Today I'm using a hatchet. You can use just about anything. A hammer works well, although a hammer, you kind of don't have quite as much control over how much you're going to take off. Of course, a knife works well. I also find a screwdriver sometimes. You've got a flathead screwdriver, stick it in, pound it, breaks off a nice piece. Now, when you're harvesting chaga, you never want to take more than 60-70% of it. If you leave some of it behind, it will come back and continue to grow. Today, though, because this is on a dying tree, I'm going to harvest all of this because I know it's not going to continue to grow. So I'm just going to start whacking it with the hatchet. Got one nice chunk. You can see that beautiful golden color on the inside. I'll show you guys a close-up there in a minute. Let me see if I can get some more off this tree. So you can see here, we've got that beautiful golden color again. I do have a bit of woody material that came off with it. Again, not too concerned because that's a dying tree. And we will take this off when we get back to process it. Okay, now here are the two pieces we harvested off that tree. As you can see on the outside, we've got some birch bark. We've got that beautiful black charred appearance. And on the inside, chaga gold. Here's the piece that came off with a bit of the woody material. No big deal. So we'll pack these up, bring them home, and process them. Just gonna put my hatchet away here. And then I've got a bag that we can place our chaga into. Hey, what's this, Jasper? Oh, chaga, delicious stuff. Now, because chaga is such a hard woody material, it does take a long time to grow. That's why we never want to harvest too much at any given time. Always leave a bit on the tree for regrowth. You're going to be waiting years for that regrowth, but hey, better than taking it all off and getting none. Chaga does have many uses. One of my favorite is to draw out some of its medicinal properties by brewing it in a tea. One of the key medicinal benefits of chaga is its anti-inflammatory properties. As you can imagine, there's a lot of beliefs that it can fight cancer and a lot of ongoing research in that field as well. If you're interested in reading more on the subject, I'll include some links in the description below. In my case, I like to break my chaga down into decent sized chunks, about the size of a loonie or toonie, or for those of you who aren't from Canada, slightly bigger than an American quarter. And because I'm not breaking it down any smaller than that, I can reuse those chunks in 3 or 4 teas. The potency diminishes every time, but by that 3rd or 4th time, then you've kind of used up most of it. Now, because I'm reusing that same chaga chunk so often, I don't need to harvest a whole lot at a time. So what I'm doing today, other than the stuff we've harvested and that I'll show you shortly how to process in my next video, of course, I'm GPSing all of these finds. That way I can come back. I don't need to be searching or get lost trying to find some more. So I'm going to take a quick GPS coordinate for this find, and I'm going to show you the next one. This one's huge. This is the one I want you guys to see. It is absolutely massive. But just before we do, here's something fun. You can see a little mouse track. Off he goes, off he goes. Right into that hole over there. Do you see the chaga, Jasper? I spotted some more chaga just over here. Can you guys see it? Right in the center of the frame. Right up here. 2 pieces on this big birch. Let's go check it out. There we are, Jasper. The other birch that we just found. More chaga. As you guys can see, we've got right here is the biggest piece. Right just beside that as well. Right here. There's another small blister, then a little bit higher up another one, and above that another one. So 1, 2, 3, 4 on one birch tree. Now I should mention the presence of chaga on a tree indicates that that tree is no longer healthy. As I mentioned before, chaga instills itself on an injury on that tree and basically begins to steal nutrients from it. So the birches that we're finding will eventually die. Time frame could be 5 years, could be 20 years, but ultimately it's the chaga that will kill it. Here's a piece of chaga right here on a live birch. Right beside it is this old dead birch that's just been picked apart by woodpeckers. You can see all the bark just peeling right off it too. We'll leave it there. Actually, so here's an interesting find on this old piece of birch. Here's some chaga. There's one here, there's one here. And if we take a look inside, so here's what the bark looks like on the inside. Nothing too unusual here. But if we were to push this piece back, now I can't get it wrapped as tight as it used to be. That chaga was growing in this groove right here. Oh, bird feather. Growing in this groove here. So that would indicate some sort of injury to the tree. And this piece up here, as you can see, if we go in here, another deep groove. I mean, I can stick most of my fingers right in there. So interesting how it grows. Oh, and up here, here's some more piece of chaga up here, right there, and that's the groove that it would have come out of. Interesting. Lots of birch in this section of forest, but no chaga here. All these trees look healthy. You get some dead ones like this, but absolutely no chaga. So onward we go. Wow, it just came up on this big piece. Here's my hand just to give you guys an idea of size. Here. Brush some of this off. That's a nice piece of chaga. Looks good, tree's alive. We'll mark it on the GPS and we'll leave it. Still not as big as the piece I'm about to show you though. It's starting to get a little dark out. The sun is just above the horizon. I want to show you one more chaga here. A little bit different than what we've seen, and then I'm going to show you the big one. Check this out. So here's a piece that's growing just above ground level. Everything else we've seen so far has been either chest high or even higher, way up at a reach, but here's some that right at ground level. It's nice. All right, as promised, here is the giant chaga. Let's go in for a closer look. That's a nice chunk. Put my hand in there just to give you guys an idea. And just so you guys can see again from this angle, that's a huge piece. Not the biggest I've ever found, but it's close. If this was filled, if this was all like bulging out, that would be even nicer, probably closer to the biggest piece I've ever found. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. Okay folks, it's getting really cold out here. The sun's about to go down. It's below the horizon now, so we're losing light quickly. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like I mentioned at the beginning, stay tuned. I'm going to make another one for how to process your chaga and what to do with it. It's really, you're going to enjoy it. It's really delicious stuff. And again, those medicinal properties are awesome. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your family, get the word out there. Greybeard Adventures. My name is Eric. Thanks again for tuning in.